Yeah, hi, my name's Andrew Curtis. I'm talking to you today from Buenos Aires, Argentina, in support of Claudia, Holanda, and Julia Williams, and contra Timothy Williams. I've known Claudia 16 years now, so I've known Julia 16 years, and I've had the displeasure of knowing Timothy Williams 16 years, more or less. In that time, I've known Tim to be a very dishonest, very violent, very aggressive, very manipulative, narcissistic individual. For example, I remember one time going to one of his residences in Rio with Claudia. She went to talk to him about some issues with Julia, and I stayed down the hallway around the corner so I wouldn't be seen because I didn't want any problems. And during their conversation, in one moment I heard him just went from like 0 to 500, and in 1 second just started screaming uncontrollably. And when I came around the corner to see what was going on to make sure he wasn't anything to hurt Claudia, I saw him with both hands just bam, push her real hard in the chest, and she went across the hallway. Then he slammed the door in her face while he was screaming that he wasn't going to pay her child support. He wasn't, the different, whatever it was he was screaming about. Anyways, anything I say about Tim Williams is based on my experience with him. It's not something I heard or read or this. That's my experience with the gentleman over the years. Remember countless times talking with Claudia and Julia together, and Julia making comments of just being sad in general because her father missed a birthday, missed Christmas, missed important days at school. It's just he wasn't present in her life, and she was very sad about this at various times. And he never paid child support either, which put a financial burden, on Claudia. And in regards to the parental alienation case, I mean, that's just a travesty of justice. I cannot believe that he's able to manipulate a U.S. court to do that. But then again, it wasn't contested, so they don't know any different. But this parental alienation is just, it's a joke. It's terrible, because the only alienation in this case is Tim alienated himself by abandoning Julia, by not being a part of her life, by not participating at all. I can remember and that there was always various modes of communication available to him to contact Julia at his discretion. There were computers, there was cell phones, there was landlines. He had a bevy of resources available to him to contact her should he desire to, but he chose not to. So now this is the consequences of his actions or inactions, is Julia's not in his life, and he has nobody to blame but himself. I remember distinctly at various times over the years, Claudia's making comments that it's important that she has a father, that he's in her life, but he just chose not to, and had nothing to do with her. And right now, currently, to me, it's sad, because here you have this beautiful young lady. She's 17 years old, and she should be enjoying her life. She should be thinking about boys. She should be thinking about school. She should be thinking about a future. She should be thinking about the things kids think about at 17 years old. Not worrying, not emotionally just wiped out because she's just consumed with thoughts of, am I going to have to move to a country that I don't know? Do I have to go live with a man that I don't know? I mean, who is this guy? Speak a language that I don't know that well. I mean, it's terrible that she should have to live like this, and has had to live like this. So I hope justice is done. I hope that Brazil does not honor this order. I don't see how, personally, the United States has any jurisdiction over Julia, because her residency has been Brazil for, since I've known them. So who is the United States to say where she's going to go? Anyways, my name is Andrew Curtis. I can be reached at curtis.drew, D-R-E-W, @gmail.com, or 549-11-3618-6789. Should anybody have any questions, I don't have a problem going to testify. I don't have a problem getting on a plane. Thank you very much for your time today. Bye-bye.